Hey guys, welcome to the Arbitrary Echo Podcast. My name is Kieran, as always. I am with the lovely, fantastic Owen, aka Slippy Fop.
Hello, or fabled by. I go by a lot of names.
Goes by a lot of names.
Some
How
people
you
call
been?
me. I've been fine. How you been?
I'm alright. I'm keeping going as I always do.
You gotten better at the intro.
Getting better.
It's good to hear.
Getting better.
Eventually, it'll be you full time, just pure introing.
He doubt it.
Yeah, it won't. It will never be like that, but you never know.
Yeah. So apologies if I come across tired today. I haven't slept properly in 2 days, so
Yikes.
and I haven't slept in roughly coming up to nearly 30 hours now. So
Yikes.
But I wanted to do this podcast as always.
That's good to hear. I'm glad we're a priority.
Yes.
This makes me feel nice.
My life isn't, but this podcast is. But yeah, no, all things. I think there's been a lot to talk about this week.
Is there?
Well, you have the presidential elections.
Yeah, we'll try not to talk about it too much, though, because we don't want to lose all our Republican followers. Not that I care about our Republican followers. You lost. Biden won. Suck a dick.
I think you're allowed an opinion on it, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, it's just... I didn't want to talk about who I wanted to win, because quite frankly, I don't really care who won, to be quite honest with you. It made no difference to me.
They're both pretty bad.
Yeah, they're both as bad as each other. But, I don't know, I've been thinking about it, and their system is, like, really weird. Like,
yeah, it's not
very good compared to ours.
Ours isn't... There's no... Well, I think the best system for a democracy is just popularity.
Yeah,
but
like ours is. I mean...
To some extent, yeah.
We can't sit and say that our politics is perfect, because it's far from it.
Yeah.
Quote unquote Winston Churchill, he said it's the best we've got.
Yeah.
But it's not good.
No, it's not good at all.
I think he's the only one that's ever said that. But
yeah, it's not good, but it's better than America's.
Yeah, like, it goes by the electoral college vote.
Which is dumb.
Yeah, like, just because one university is popular, or college or whatever it is popular than the other, they get more points. I don't understand how they work that out.
So even if, like, Texas is worth 22, but even if it's like a 51-49 split, the winner is going to get all 22 points, even if basically it's almost a tie and the majority hate the winner, or a near majority hate the winner.
Over here you have to have the majority, don't you?
Yeah, but it's split into all the counties and the boroughs.
What I don't like about our politics is that if you don't have the majority, you can form a government with another party to create a majority. I don't like that.
But because what you're voting for is seats in the House of Parliament.
Yeah, you vote for your local electee.
Yeah.
Which, in a sense, you're doing in America as well. You're voting for your Senate, aren't you? You're voting for your senator.
I think so, yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, you elect... It's very similar in that sense. You're electing someone to represent you in the Senate.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I find so difficult to pronounce that way.
What, the Senate?
Yeah, because I just think of...
Star Wars. I think of Star Wars as well.
Yeah, literally, I'm like, the Senate! Like that, and I was just like, it just doesn't come across. Probably because it's not our government or our politics, but it was like, every time they kept saying, they've won more seats in the Senate, and I'm like, oh god.
Try saying it in an American accent then.
Palpatine. I can't do an American accent.
I have to get into it, but I need to... What do Americans normally say? Because I need to get into it.
Can I get a cheeseburger?
Can I get a cheeseburger?
can I get a cheeseburger, please? Something like that. It's terrible.
That's just stereotyping, which
Yeah.
we've done before on this exact podcast, so no problem there.
Yeah, no. But it was also as well, like, I was on Twitter when I was getting up ready this morning, just having a browse about, and I was reading the response to Biden's won. Now, I'm happy he's won, don't get me wrong. He won. That's it.
Yeah.
It makes no difference to me, but some of the people, man, are just ridiculous.
There's extremists on both sides.
Of course there is. For example, like I was reading, what I was reading on Twitter this morning was like outright disgusting. Like Biden has already said, he said in his thing last night that he wants to unite.
Yeah.
Which he's got a big job to do.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Like, rather than, because America is split, kind of like the UK, we're split in politics very hardly at the minute. It seems to be a world thing at the minute. People are split on politics.
I don't think our politics is that... It's split, but I don't think we're that aggressive against each other.
I think we are. I think we have since Brexit. I think Brexit kind of showed the big divide.
Maybe.
I think Brexit really showed a divide because people who voted for Brexit were scared.
Yeah, they were scared of what they didn't understand.
Well, again, that's opinion, but that's the exact point. People who voted and were well informed of why they voted for that reason have had a lot of backlash for that particular reason. Have been told you were ill informed.
Well, yeah, because they had the whole.
The people that were told to remain were misled as well. Let's get that facts out there. They were told if we were to leave, the currency, the sterling would crash within a day, and it didn't.
It kind of did.
No, it didn't. The Bank of England had a contingency plan in place for it, and it stayed afloat. What crashed the market was COVID, really.
Well, I don't know, because Brexit happened back in 2016.
Yeah, but
I don't even remember.
The pound didn't take as big. It took a hit, obviously, because of what the uncertainty. And when the certainty of when we signed the deal of leaving, the pound rose. From my understanding. Because businesses know what they can and can't do.
Yeah, no one's going to want to...
That's what it is. Businesses just don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
It was unfair for a prime minister at the time to come out and say, we're going to hit a recession. The moment we leave, we'll hit a recession. Quote him, he said that.
Did he? Who was the prime minister at the time? Cameron?
Cameron and the chancellor as well said that we would hit a recession. That was their whole campaign, was that we would hit a recession. Everyone would lose their jobs.
Well, yeah, David Cameron didn't want to leave the EU, and he was the one that proposed the referendum.
Yeah, I know, but he had to do the referendum. He had to. He had no choice.
I was unable to vote back then.
Yeah.
2016, 4 years ago. Wow. We haven't even left.
Yeah, it's a shame you guys didn't get your vote, etc. I completely get that.
Yeah, because I would have been. I was sixth form. I was in sixth form, so I would have been 16 odd.
Yeah.
17 because it happened around.
I think politics, in a way, is a very difficult one in that sense because, on one view, I would like it to be taught, but on the other, how do you teach it without being impartial?
You can't.
Exactly. It's a very difficult one because
that's why they teach you history instead.
They teach you history, but people don't understand politics, and politics is one of those ones you have to learn yourself.
Yeah, but they teach you history, so they teach you about the Nazis and their politics. They'll probably teach you about Donald Trump now. They'll probably teach you in a few years about Brexit.
Good, and I think Donald Trump should be learned about as well, because my opinion, if he had stayed on, he wouldn't have let go of power. and I think you would have been looking at
a tyrant,
a turn of a democracy to
a dictatorship.
Dictator. Yeah, because look what he's doing now.
I mean, yeah, it was pretty close to a dictatorship anyway when he was in power.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah,
it was. I totally agree.
Have you seen the comparison between him and Hitler? It's like at least Hitler improved the lives of Germans and made Germany like better.
Germany, Hitler shielded though. Well, that's what Germany pretended to his people. Hitler pretended to his people that everything was okay.
Well, during the war maybe, but before the war when he was Chancellor and leading into power and.
I mean, World War II is something that I love learning about actually, and I think it is one of those times in history that should never be forgotten.
Yeah. It's actually Remembrance Day today, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Remembrance Day today, and then 75 years since World War II.
Christ, 75.
75.
You sure? Didn't it start in 39?
No, World War II.
Yeah, 1939 to 1945.
No, it's 75 years.
Is it?
Since the end.
I'll believe you. Oh, since the end, yeah. Okay. Not since the start.
Yeah, I don't think it's the start.
Yeah, since the end makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Remembrance events. Yeah. I can't find it. I can't find any. But it is celebration. It's 75th anniversary. I think it's the end of the war.
Yeah, it makes sense to be the end of the war.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be the 85th anniversary, actually. I don't know. My maths is terrible this early in the morning.
Yeah. I mean, let's face it, worse atrocities happen in 2020 than what Hitler did, but it goes unnoticed, let's face it.
Well, I mean, yeah. But to be honest, the only...
not in such a public scale, anyway.
The only reason a world war happened was because Hitler invaded Poland. Had Hitler kept everything to Germany, no one would have cared.
He didn't invade Germany first. The thing is, one thing that people are very naive about when it comes to it, we weren't all rainbows and...
No one was during the war.
Nah. We ignored a lot of it for a long time.
Well, yeah, everyone would have until they invaded Poland and then they were, overstepping. Because it's no country would want to get involved in another country's self-affairs, but when a country is invading another country, then it's a bit like, oh, you can't do that.
They invaded several countries beforehand. They invaded several countries before they went into Poland. I think it was due to a treaty we had with Poland.
No, ours was Belgium. We had a treaty with Belgium, and they went to get to France. They went into Belgium.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, and that's what got us involved. I'm pretty sure, at least.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, we ignored the Holocaust.
Yep, most people did back then.
Yep, until the war was over, and then we were marching through Germany, and they were like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" They knew about it. They had the intelligence on it.
Well, yeah, but it's a matter of the leaders would have to decide: do they risk starting a war, which then eventually did happen anyway, and losing lives of their own people?
Yeah, but even during the war, they knew that these camps were being built. They knew it.
Yeah, but I mean, they may know it, but it's not like they could potentially do stuff.
No. And then, yeah, it was very much an ignored thing, and yeah, we reported it like we had no idea that it was going on when we did know it was going on.
Well, yeah, it's just to cover our backsides.
Our royal family, to begin with, tried selling us out to the Germans.
That's because they are German.
Well, I'm a royalist. Don't get me wrong. I love the royal family, but Prince Andrew, I
Yeah.
think his name was. He went to Germany and he was going to make a peace treaty with Germany, with Hitler.
Hmm.
And it was Winston Churchill that said no.
Yeah, that's very Churchill, isn't it?
Yeah, but he fought against the whole government because they didn't want to go to war at all. They were adamant on keeping the peace with Germany. And it was Winston that was like, no, we are going to war. I will turn government inside out if I have to get this done.
Yeah. But it's a good thing he did go to war, because had that peace treaty happened...
Because Germany wouldn't have waited.
They
would have come over here eventually. That was their whole thing.
Mm.
Like, if you've got the balls to go over to Russia, you're going to want to come over here. He just couldn't get his way in here.
Yeah, because we're an island.
Because we were an island.
It's pretty interesting stuff.
It is. It's all really, really interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, the persuasion of how he managed to convince, because he tried getting into power to begin with. He tried actually overthrowing the government, didn't he? Quite early on.
I think so.
Yeah, he tried overrunning the government.
Because then he was arrested.
Yeah, he was arrested.
And then he wrote the book.
Prison.
And then when he was freed, he got into power.
Yeah, he... Sorry about that.
Oh, no worries.
Hey! Yeah, when he was free from prison, that's when he started his political campaign.
Mm.
And he just convinced people. And not only did he convince a few, he convinced a whole nation.
It was a very... Yeah, he knew how to convince people. He was a great public speaker. He knew what to say. And
like, I don't know if that would wash now. I don't know how much of that would wash now.
But say what you want about Hitler. Great artist. His paintings are actually really good.
Do they still keep them?
You can find them online. There's some of his paintings. Don't know if they've got like any physical ones left. But they're actually not bad. Like, to reject him from art school because of them, I don't think they deserve the rejection.
Was he?
Yeah, that's what started it all. He got rejected from art school and blamed the Jews, and 11 million deaths later. There you go, that's something people can Google. Hitler's paintings.
I'm doing it now, actually.
Not bad stuff.
It was actually very good.
Yeah, I think they're pretty decent.
Yeah. A lot of these seem like they're taken from his home, though.
I think a lot of them are like he was there painting them. You get what I mean? Whatever it's called.
He had his retreat. There's one of Berlin. Yeah, there's one of Berlin, the Minister House.
Yeah, they're not bad. Right.
I think they're still available. I think they're still living.
They're probably
paintings. Yeah.
I mean, I think they're good.
Because I think I've just seen an article about a few of them going into auction in the UK.
Probably. It's quite a collector's item.
Oh yeah.
Forget Banksy. Hitler's where it's at. Right. I've got something.
Go on.
So about last week, we mentioned the Reddit. And on the Reddit, I posted a thread where people could give us suggestions on what to talk about.
Yes.
And we hit a staggering, never-before-hit amount of feedback. We got tons of feedback. We've never seen such results. So we got one piece of feedback of what we can talk about. And it doesn't really count because it was by Ethan's girlfriend that submitted it. but
Lol.
we'll still talk about it. So, we are to talk about day-to-day life / nightlife at university, as well as pre-drink memories.
Ooh.
I think day-to-day life, uni, what did you do during your days off at uni?
I either worked or worked on uni stuff, played games, or went home, visited.
Yeah, you went home a few times. Well, so did I actually as
Yeah.
well. Yeah,
'cause
mine's pretty similar. Yeah, my day-to-day life was pretty similar. I didn't really have days off in the sense I mainly did uni work, especially in third year, or I did writing, drawing. I very
Yeah.
rarely had actual free time doing nothing.
We didn't really meet up unless we were drinking.
Yeah, that's true. Or we would
Really?
or people were cooking at the same time, and I was cleaning my room out, so I had to stumble in the kitchen to clean my room out.
It was
And I
only
saw
me
people
and
there.
Owen really that ever cooked.
Well, yeah, I didn't cook, but if I was cleaning my room out,
Yeah.
then I'd see you all. If I walk in
Yeah.
with like 20 water bottles in my hand, that come with the meal deals.
Sounds about right.
I did recycle them though. Whether or not they actually got
Well,
recycled is a different question.
True.
So what about night time? What did you do at night?
Well, we went out, didn't we?
Yeah,
Well,
we went
you guys
out.
went out a bit more than me, but like we'd go to
The student union.
the student union bar.
Went to the nearest spoons a lot. That was always good fun.
Yes. Very drunk.
Because we would, whenever we would have a deadline finished, we would go immediately after the hand-in. Well, I say me and Owen, mainly. Me and the other Owen. We would go to spoons till close, so it was normally we were there around 1ish, 2ish till midnight.
We'd
Just gone
sometimes go
midnight.
after class as well, so class would finish at 4. I'd go back, get changed or whatever like that.
Yeah, yes, that's
then
true.
head-
I would do that as well. I'd go back, drop my stuff off, then head back. Because it was
Yeah.
pretty close. 10-minute walk.
Which was a lot better when I lived at Brook Street.
Yeah, because you were closer.
I'm not gonna lie. Because I was closer, yeah.
You were whereas we were like 10 minutes away from the spoons. You were like 2.
2
Yeah.
2 minutes.
What about pre-drinks? Any memories or fond times of pre-drinks in our flat?
They were very heavy.
You're just a lightweight.
And I would get drunk before I think everyone got drunk before we went out.
No, I didn't really get properly drunk before we went out. Very few times where I did.
I think Freshers Week we did.
No, I couldn't
I did.
Freshers Week. I know I didn't
'Cause I
Freshers
got
Week.
lost.
Yeah, you had the problem of you would disappear, we'd try and message you, and we'd get no reply.
Yeah, and I'd just pass out somewhere.
You would just vanish, and
I do that all the time. Like whether that's here, uni. I literally I used to do that when I was like 18. Like get so drunk, just wander off, and then everyone would spend like 2 hours trying to find me.
yeah, and it's not fun. We left you. We didn't spend that long looking for you. We just left without whatever you were doing. We left you on your own.
I think I managed to find my way home the first time.
I'm pretty sure you did because we came in and you were there.
Yeah, because I was sick. I remember just waking up and it was everywhere, and I'm like, oh no.
I'm shocked you didn't choke on it while you slept.
I've done that before.
Ugh, that's a nightmare of mine.
Before. My stepmom had to stick her fingers down my throat to scoop it out.
Ooh.
Years ago.
That's making me horny.
Oh baby.
Oh.
So,
Like it. Yes.
but yeah.
Pre-drinks was fun. We always did games.
We had some good laughs when we went out. I remember this time this girl was like really flirty with you.
No, you were mistaken. That definitely wasn't the case with me.
I'm telling you, we all stood because she was flirting with you, and then you kept telling me off for getting on that bike.
No, she wasn't flirting me. She had a partner.
Honestly, no, that was more.
No.
It must have been because we were all just staring like.
I know who you're talking about, and I wasn't the only one talking to her. There was three of us speaking.
Yeah, me and Art were messing about on that bike.
Yeah, I was speaking to the girl, along with our other flatmate Chelsea. And I was hardly speaking, it was hardly a conversation. And I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure she mentioned something about a partner. Can't remember if it was a boyfriend or a girlfriend, but...
I'm going to hit the sus button on that one, mate.
Go for it. Eject me. I probably wouldn't even remember if someone was flirting. I wouldn't realise it until after.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm like that too, so... That's why I prefer messing about on random bikes.
Yeah, that's why I prefer people who don't steal bikes.
I wasn't stealing the bike, I just wanted somewhere to sit.
There were chairs next to us.
But the bike looked more comfy.
That is, I don't know what to tell you. You're special. You're in your own way.
So yeah, any memories from you?
I've mentioned the one before about me pouring the drink down myself at pre-drinks. That was always fun. First year, it was quite different. My 3 years of uni, the group I drank with at pre-drinks or even out was always different every year. Because I lived with different people each year. So in first year I had my original flat, then second year I had my second year flat, and third year I had a third year flat. So it sort of changed a lot. But I never really had any major memories that I forgot about. Well, I wouldn't know if I forgot about them. Nothing that I remember extremely well. Because it just wasn't important enough to remember. It didn't have a purpose, I guess, in my mind.
Okay.
What about your overall experience of uni? What did you think of it as a whole?
It was the first 2 years I loved. This third year was stressful.
Yep.
And then COVID hit.
Yep, and it was annoying.
And it became difficult because I cannot work from home. I just cannot do it.
I'm the complete opposite. I work better at home than at uni.
I could sit there in uni and do my work easy. Whereas at home, I kind of consider it like a rest time.
Yeah.
So I can chill out, do whatever I want, and I've got all my games on my PC, and it will distract me. Whereas, and I just struggled, and the whole learning aspect, like being able to ask for help, and our lecturers were useless like that.
Yeah.
Like, it was hard enough getting help anyway. And then when it came to my dissertation, I could not get it. Could not.
Yeah, it was the dissertation. It was definitely something of annoyance.
Yeah, I think I've been quite outspoken about that before on the podcast, but it was just really frustrating, and
it wasn't the best planned. The whole module of the dissertation wasn't meant for our course.
Yeah.
I said it before. It was mainly like a software engineer thing.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like.
I feel really bad for students that have joined this year.
Yeah, because they have the whole
because
COVID.
they've paid $9,500 to do work from home.
Yeah, but at least they don't have to pay rent. Like their rent is cheaper.
Their rent's cheaper.
if you're in student accommodation, which most
That's
first years
fine.
will be.
But you're paying $9,000 a year for Zoom meetings.
Well, yeah, but we paid $9,000 a year, and Ethan went in once a year or something. So
True. Some days it would literally just be like the 2-3 of us in the class, wouldn't it?
yeah, because especially in second year when they split the class into two, and one class which we were in had like 10 people in it normally, and the other had 20. Like they didn't really divide it well.
No, it was weird, wasn't it?
Just they put all the people that don't show up in one class, with an exception of me, and maybe the other Owen, and you. But I guess you sometimes didn't show up. Like when you had the fox poo.
Owen.
What about when you had the fox get in your house?
Oh, fuck me, yeah. That was an experience and a half. And that is like a massive meme with my family now.
Go for it. Say it. Explain it.
Right, so a few years ago, me and my partner had just split up, and I was looking to move. I was trying to get moved out and doing all the stuff that people do when they split up. Anyway, so where I lived was very private, so I used to leave the back door open all the time, so my dog could come in and out. But I lived in the middle of nowhere. And anyway, I woke up one night. I had a cat and a dog at the time, so I had both. And I woke up, and the cat and the dog are tearing around the house. Now the cat, I understand, because she used to do that all the time. The dog, Tipsy, she's lazy. She don't do that. So I was like, oh, for God's sakes, what is going on? So I got up and I heard like screaming, and I thought, oh, for fuck's sake, if that dog is scaring the cat again. Anyway, I looked under my bed and there's this little orange thing stuck in the corner. I'm like, okay. And it shoots out from under my bed. And my mum had come over. She was staying over because she had a few things to do in the area. So I was like, yeah, just come stay for a few nights. And anyway, the thing runs into the spare room, her room. So I chase after it. And she thinks it's the dog. So she's scratching this dog, like stroking the dog. What we know as a fox now. And I'm just staring at her. I'm like, Mum, banging on the door. Mum. She's like, what? As you do when you're tired. I went, there's a fox sitting on you. And she's like, what? Oh! Like that. So the fox then jumps again. Because the fox and runs into my room. And I'm like, shit. And, what do you call it? Oh my God, it just would not move out of the corner of my room. And it's one of those stories where it's like, oh, I'm not coming in today, my dog ate my homework. Or I didn't do my homework because my dog ate it.
Yeah.
See what I mean?
Didn't it shit everywhere?
Fucking horrendous. So it had come into the house after the cat.
Yeah.
Not realising that there was a dog in the house. A dog that is a very, very big dog. She's half Rottweiler. So, yeah, she's terrified of the dog, right? And I was like, I cannot touch this fox because they carry diseases. Because otherwise I would have just picked it up from the back of the neck and I would have just kind of got it out of the house if I could. And I had no protective gloves or anything like that to do it. And the house stank. I'm not joking. It was the worst smell in the world.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm due to leave this house in like a week's time.
And you had to be at uni.
Hmm?
And you had to be at uni.
Yeah. not only did I have uni, I had a job interview as well that
Oh.
day. Right? Anyway, it took me 6 hours. We tried chicken. We tried everything to get this fox to coax it out. Nothing. Absolutely nothing would work. I'm like, I'm going to have to poke it. I'm going to have to poke this fox with like a broom or something to scuttle it out.
Yeah.
I shut my dog in the kitchen along with the cat, so that they were in a small room, but I had to get this fox out. And when I poked it, it was jumping from left, right, centre, up, down, everywhere. I could not believe how jumpy this fox was.
Foxes are really jumpy.
The amount of poo everywhere. And it was staining. The smell was staining. Best way to put it.
Yeah.
And it eventually just jumped out the top bedroom window.
Oh.
I couldn't believe it. It just jumped out. And I was like, well, I saw it do it and I went, oh, And I looked out the window and it just ran off. And I'm like, this has been 6 hours.
You should have just opened all your windows.
I did. The windows were open because I needed
because of the
to get
smell.
the smell out.
Yeah.
And it took me a whole week we had to get people in to clean the house. Because it was that bad.
Oh, sorry, I'm yawning.
That bad.
Not yawning at your story, I'm yawning because I had to be up early. Yeah.
And yeah, it was a very bizarre experience. I don't think it's anything that will probably happen again.
Don't say that. Unless you're living in a flat, it won't happen again.
Well, I live in a masonette now.
It might not happen again then. Unless you move out into a house and that has foxes in the area.
Yeah, but it came in because it was probably hungry. It must have been hungry. They wouldn't have chased a cat like that into a house. Yeah. Then he saw the dog and was like, oops.
And then it didn't know what to do.
Yep.
Have you ever heard foxes fighting or screaming?
Yeah, and my dog was going into protective mode, obviously, over the cat.
Oh, that's nice.
Like, I had to luckily, my dog is very well trained. So, like, if something like that happens, she'll sit on command.
She knows what happens last time when she stepped out of line. She will never forget.
She's just a good dog, genuinely a good dog. Like, so we brought my dad's bulldog over to the house so that they could meet. And the bulldog took a bit of a snap to Tipsy. And she just sat there and allowed it to happen. Well, not really, but I backed Tipsy off and I went, dit. She just sat there and stared at me until the next command. Until I told her what to do. So.
Imagine, like, doing that, like, having that ability on people. And just being able to command them. That brings us back to Hitler. He basically had that power.
Pretty much. But yeah, that's my fox story for you.
That was rather foxy. But it was a terrible pun. I couldn't think of anything quick enough. I'm sorry. I'll jump out the window.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah, I'll just end it. I'll jump out the window. Don't worry.
Cool.
That was the Reddit segment, as in Tales from Reddit that I'm now calling it. If you've got any other suggestions, r/Arbitrary Echo, there will be a thread somewhere, probably. Make sure you follow the subreddit. And we'll probably talk about some stuff on there, whenever.
We will do indeed.
We should also say, well, I remember, it's not over yet, we've only been going for about 40 or 39 odd minutes, but the next week's episode, the 15th, November 15th episode 7, will be slightly different, as it will be recorded live.
It will be live, indeed.
On Mud and Ducker's live stream for charity.
Yep. So I'm doing a charity stream next week for my birthday, because kind of feel like a waste.
Same.
It feel like a bit of a waste. So doing a charity stream. I don't have everything 100%, but I do know we're doing the podcast live first.
Yeah. We'll let you know on our Twitter a time.
Any suggestions, any ideas of what I can do?
Hit him up on Twitter.
About them, so.
Hit him up on Twitter.
I hope you get. So I'm doing charity for Blue Cross. I should point that out. It's very important. So doing a charity stream for the Blue Cross. They do. They help injured, homeless animals. I'll be specifically aiming mine at dogs. Helping feed homeless dogs.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys can join. It'd be amazing to see many people there. Not for me, just to support.
I'll be there. I'll be there in chat and in person for part of it.
Nice.
Because I've got nothing better to do on a Sunday.
Nice. But I'll be streaming tonight anyway.
Oh, what are you streaming?
I'm in two minds. So I was either thinking something really chilled out and a bit of a meme-ish night playing Super Seducer 2.
Yeah.
Or I was thinking about playing the Lion King game and learning how to speedrun it.
Oh, the really old NES one?
The Mega Drive version.
Isn't that game really hard?
Yes.
So could be interesting.
I'm going to do a playthrough of it, I think, at some point. And then I'm going to learn how to speedrun it, hopefully, because the world record is 12 minutes.
Oh, it's pretty... Should be fun. Yeah, I think learning to speedrun would be pretty cool.
I think that's my next goal. I would love a world record in a speedrun category.
Yeah. That'd be definitely really cool. I'd like to learn how to speedrun Super Mario Sunshine.
It was something I've been thinking, obviously, but I don't want to do a game where it's like 2-3 hours long.
Yeah, because you were going to do Pokemon originally, and that is really hard to speedrun.
Pokemon, and it's still something that I might do. Don't get me wrong, I might do individual stuff like that, but I would love to learn a short game to begin with, and I remember how difficult The Lion King was, and I feel like if I did that, even if I was to get myself on speedrun.com on a leaderboard,
yeah, it'd be pretty cool to have.
That'd be pretty epic.
Yeah, because I'd like to do that with Mario Sunshine, any whatever the category is. No glitches or no major glitches, whatever the category is. But it'd be pretty cool.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. It'd definitely be something cool to watch as well. Watching people speedrun is pretty popular. Get invited to GDQ. Game's so quick. And you're set for life. Well, you're not set for life. I guess you just have fans. And it's cool.
Yes. Right. I think that is a wrap for today, would you say?
Don't mind. Unless you got anything else to talk about?
No, particularly, no.
We'll have a short one today.
I don't really know what else to talk about.
Yeah, we didn't have much, but next week we've got the live, the big one.
Yeah.
The big 07.
Right.
We've been going for a month. Do you know that?
Oh, really?
Yeah. It would have been a month yesterday, I think, or 2 days ago.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And
really cool.
To many more.
Exactly.
Anything you want to plug? Anything else?
Just my Twitch channel, really. Twitch.tv/Mudderducker. You can also check me out on Twitter at Mudderducker. Yeah, Mudderducker.
We've also got the Arbitrary Echo Twitter, where you can find mine as well, Fabled Bite, and you can also see the YouTube channel for Arbitrary Echo. We've just started a new series, came out yesterday. The Binding of Isaac races dropped yesterday.
Yes.
Pretty cool. One a week. until we run out, which will happen very quick. But yeah, thank you for watching. What's your words of wisdom?
Just be yourself.
That's, okay, just be yourself. Is that in like relation to anything? Like just life? Not like a date sort of advice?
No, life.
What about, so if you're dating, you don't be yourself. You just...
No, you be someone else.
You be the person you want they want you to be.
Yeah.
That's what, that's how it goes. That's why we're still single.
Hell yeah.
Because we stick to ourselves. None of that fake shit.
Pretty much.
None of that fake shit. Anyway, thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Bye.